I live in a quiet, upscale neighborhood where most houses are newer builds with smart features, smart locks, smart lights, smart thermostats. It's the kind of place where you'd expect technology to make life easier, unless your homeowners association president decides to weaponize it. I moved in 2 years ago after finally saving up enough to escape city life. Everything was perfect until she got elected. Karen Withers, a retired cybersecurity consultant who now viewed herself as the neighborhood's digital sentinel. She took over the HOA like a general leading a tech battalion. She installed HOA-monitored smart sensors on all trash bins, launched a community drone patrol system, yes, drones, and started collecting residents' Wi-Fi info for security syncing. At first, her actions seemed excessive, but not malicious. But that changed the moment I pushed back. See, I refused to install the HOA's mandatory smart home integration system. My devices were already secure, and I didn't want some central HOA hub controlling my thermostat, door locks, and cameras. Karen was not pleased. She started small, citing me for unauthorized lighting configurations when I installed warm yellow bulbs instead of the approved HOA white. Then she fined me for smart garden neglect because I didn't connect my sprinkler system to the HOA cloud. I filed official complaints, but nothing changed. She was the system. Then one night, everything went haywire. I woke up drenched in sweat. My smart thermostat was set to 92 degrees. I tried to lower it, but every time I adjusted it, it snapped back up. Then the AC shut off completely. I ran to my phone, locked out of the app. I checked the logs. Someone had overridden my controls remotely. I knew immediately. Karen. I stormed out of the house, phone in hand, and marched across the street to her modern fortress of a home. She had recently installed a panic room, just in case crime spreads into our gated community, she'd told the newsletter. She answered the door wearing her usual Bluetooth headset and a smug grin. "Something wrong, Mr. Powell?" she asked sweetly. "Don't play dumb. You hacked my thermostat." She didn't deny it, just sipped her tea and said, "Perhaps if you'd complied with HOA regulations, this wouldn't have happened. Digital environments require order." I lost it. "That's my house, my system. You have no right." Her eyes narrowed. "This community is interconnected. When one node is compromised, the whole grid suffers." That's when I realized she saw herself not as a leader, but as a program administrator. And we were all just code to debug. I went back to my house, furious. I tried resetting the system, changing passwords, even disconnecting the power. Nothing worked. It was like she'd installed a virus into my network. I knew I needed evidence, so I started documenting everything. The next day, I installed a separate, offline security system, entirely analog, with its own cameras and microphones, recording to a private server not connected to the cloud. That night, it caught her. At 3:12 a.m., Karen was in my backyard, wearing dark clothing, holding a tablet. She tried to access the control panel in my outdoor utility closet. When she saw the analog lock, she looked visibly confused. She tapped on her tablet furiously, then left. I had her. I took the footage straight to my friend Marcus, who works in IT for the county. He examined it, traced the IP logs from the footage, and confirmed something chilling. Karen had built a backdoor into every house using the HOA's integration hub. She's got access to hundreds of homes, thermostats, cameras, maybe even locks. Can I press charges? Not yet. But if we could get into her system, that's when the plan clicked. You see, Karen's panic room was more than just a safe space. She bragged in meetings that it had biometric locks, its own smart ventilation, and, most importantly, an isolated internal system. The idea was simple: lure Karen into her own panic room, then lock her inside and extract the data from within her command hub. It started with a fake email from HOA Central Command, claiming there was a massive data breach in the HOA cloud system, originating from her IP address. The email warned that law enforcement would be conducting remote audits on all member systems and that emergency lockdown protocols may be triggered. Minutes after the email sent, my analog system caught her again. She was in full panic mode, rushing across her living room to the panic room. She entered, sealed the door, and that's when the trap activated. Marcus had pre-programmed a local signal jammer and a physical lock override, installed during a recent HOA-sponsored security inspection. I had authorized for her property weeks earlier. The door shut behind her, locked. Her face appeared on her internal panic room camera, eyes wide, confused. She tapped buttons, shouted commands. Nothing responded. I spoke through the audio feed. Karen, your system's under review. Don't worry. We'll just need a full data backup to ensure no abuse of power occurred. She lost it. You can't do this. I am the HOA. Exactly, which is why the audit starts with you. Over the next hour, Marcus remotely downloaded every encrypted log, every unauthorized access record, and, the best part, live backup footage from every home she'd accessed. That included my bathroom camera. She had been watching me, and others, in places no one should ever be watching. We compiled the evidence and turned it all over to the authorities. By the time police arrived, Karen was still screaming from inside the panic room. She refused to come out peacefully, even after we unlocked it. When they finally escorted her out, she was ranting about rogue data packets and network compliance rebellions. She sounded like a villain in a cyberpunk movie. The fallout was massive. Karen was arrested on multiple charges: unauthorized surveillance, illegal access of personal data, cyberstalking, and more. News vans lined the street for days. Neighbors were horrified and relieved. The HOA disbanded temporarily, while an external board reviewed every case she touched. People found cameras in vents, smart devices rerouted through unknown networks, even climate manipulation logs. She had been turning off heat during cold spells, just to punish non-compliant homes. In the end, Karen was sentenced to 3 years in federal prison and banned from participating in any technology-based governance programs for life. Her home, including the infamous panic room, was auctioned off to pay restitution to the victims. As for me, I became a bit of a local hero. I testified in court, helped neighbors install offline systems, and was eventually invited to lead a new neighborhood council with zero tech integration. We went old school. Today, when I walk past that street where Karen used to fly her surveillance drone, I smile knowing the only thing buzzing around now are bees in the community garden. And sometimes, when I wash my dishes at night, I still glance at my old thermostat, now unplugged and sitting in a drawer, and remember the day I outcoded a control freak using her own digital fortress